Welcome to Klassy's Korner. In this week's episode, we speak with Tasha Pointer, our new women's basketball coach here at UIC. Coach Pointer graduated right down the road at Whitney Young High School and is from the Garfield Park region here in Chicago. We talked to her about how Chicago shaped who she is as a person and how it prepared her for this opportunity at the University of Illinois at Chicago. Also, don't miss the November 7th broadcast of our women's basketball game on NBC Sports Chicago, as Coach Pointer and I take an exclusive Chicago Trivia Challenge, and we'll see who has more knowledge of the city, the transplant, myself, or the local and native Coach Pointer herself. What impact has the city of Chicago had on you as a person? I know you've had an incredible career, not only as a player, but as a coach, all in urban environments, from Columbia to Xavier, to Rutgers, to St. John's, to Northwestern, now UIC, which is right down the road from your from Whitney Young High School. You were a Dolphin, and right, you guys won a city public city championship. That's pretty incredible. So, just a little bit, how has the city of Chicago impacted your life, your career, and is it special to be back here?
Yeah, special to be back. Special because I finally get a chance to come home, and people always say it. Dorothy said it in The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. And it's true. So going and living in different cities, it was great. Some of it was strategically because I'm definitely not someone who could go to a town and live and thrive. But that's just me personally. I love the inner city. I love the pace. I love how people are quick to help you. I think that when you're in a city, everything is at your fingertips.
That tenacity, that blue-collar background, that obviously has been instilled in you at a young age, carried over to your playing career, it's carried over to your coaching career. So what are you looking, I'd probably answer this question for you, what are you looking for in players, or really not just players at UIC, but in general?
I think that most kids, I want to see kids who are determined, who have a spirit that people can resonate with. Like when they walk in the gym, you can tell they have typically an infectious personality, or they have a personality that people gather around. They don't have to be extremely loud, they don't have to be extremely funny, but somehow people gravitate to them because of who they are and what they stand for. And so I think what's ideal is having young ladies who believe in themselves, because if you have the belief that you can do it, no one can ever stop you. Now, you may fall short on some goals, you may fall short on achieving certain outcomes, but the human spirit picks you back up and you keep going.
Well, let's transition to your team. First year, first time head coach. What style of play are you going to play? What can the fans, what can the recruits, what can the players, what can the UIC family be excited to watch this year about UIC women's basketball, your style of play?
I think it'll be interesting and exciting. Interesting because last year our kids didn't play as much up-tempo, in your face. But this year we're picking up 94 feet. Make, miss, we're in your face. And then I think you'll hear more voice pressure. So oftentimes you'll see us coming, we'll be trapping. So it'll look like it's man-to-man, but sometimes we'll trap. Other times we'll zone press. I think at the half-court level it'll be an element of surprise, combined with the fact that we're going to do whatever it takes to get the offensive rebounds.
At Rutgers, you're the all-time leader in assists, I believe second in steals. Yes. So I would say you're a distributor, you rely heavy on defense. Who have been the greatest influences in your life? I mean, you've worked for so many amazing programs. Like, do you have 2 or 3 people, as far from a coaching standpoint, that you really have been mentors to you throughout your career?
You know what? I would have to say my parents first. And my parents, one, because my mom used to play basketball, 2, because my dad took me to the gym first, but they taught me what it was like to be relentless, to get up and go to work every day. There's no substitute for hard work, and so I feel like those were like my foundation in terms of coaches, because they taught me that if I was going to play basketball, I could never quit. Like, if I signed up for it, you're going to stick with it. And so even as a coach, as I've been coaching, they've always said to me, I know it gets tough, keep going, keep going. And then my basketball mentors, one, obviously Coach Stringer, because I played for her, I coached with her. I would say as recently as Joe McEwen, excellent, excellent basketball guy.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Just an excellent all-around guy.
Yeah, he's definitely funny, like super funny.
Yeah.
I would say Coquise Washington has been a mentor.
I love this city. Not only do we get to work for one of the best institutions in the country, we get to live in the best city in the world.
Yes.
I mean, no better place. So for our fans that are listening or watching across the country, across the world, tell me, you got a favorite restaurant?
I'll try different restaurants, but right now I think it's the stage where I am in life. I have 2 young girls and
Sure.
they're extremely impressionable. So if we go out more than once a week, then it becomes a matter of, Mom, let's go out every day.
Yeah.
But I enjoy my relationship with them as we're cooking at home.
Yeah.
And so teaching them different things, baking, it develops our relationship because they get to ask a ton of questions. I think the hardest part is the relationship when it doesn't go the way I want it to go.
Yeah.
But it helps her to understand that mistakes happen, you move on.
Yeah.
And so I cook more from home now because it's based upon the relationships. But I can't wait till they get older.
Yeah.
Because I will certainly get out and venture more.
What about things to do in the city? Do you have a favorite thing to do? Like when you come back, and it doesn't have to be the tourist thing, maybe it's you come back to the neighborhood. What do you love doing? Like when you first moved back to Evanston last year, what was like, this is the first thing I have to do?
Always have to come back to my community.
Absolutely.
It's really important to me because I'm from this community. Some people will leave the community and never return, but I am somebody's hope. I am somebody's dream. I'm standing on the shoulders of others. So I always want to be accessible and to give back because I want to inspire the next generation. Mm-hmm. So always come back to my local neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I'll get out there, I'll play basketball, I'll take a couple shots, depending on who talks enough trash to me. I may even have my sneakers in the back, ready to go for real.
Yep.
But then I like to visit Garrett's Popcorn.
Yep.
Doesn't matter where it is.
What a great name.
Yeah. Right? Your mom and dad got it right the first time.
Yeah, they did, absolutely.
Yes. And then I like to go to the lake.
Earlier this summer, you spent a couple weeks over in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that was recruiting,
Yeah.
but the main reason was to go back and work with charity
Yeah.
and work for the nonprofit. I think that work, obviously, we teach our student athletes every single day that you need to give back to the community. You got to be thankful for what you have.
Yeah.
And obviously, we want to make a big impact in Chicago. But there's other ways to make impact, not just in Chicago, but across the world. So I'm always been interested to hear about your work that you did in Africa this summer.
Yeah, I think that first I had an opportunity to take my oldest daughter with me. So it's always great to present the world to your kids as much as possible. But then going over it, ton of kids who have less than us. And so sometimes we forget and we take for granted the things that we have, the basic necessities of life, running water, a toilet, shower.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be able to have a house that's big enough where you don't have to look at a place and say, hey, my bed is in the same room as the shower. And I think most importantly, they got a chance to see the human side of people, irregardless if we couldn't, I actually went to Senegal, even if we couldn't speak the same language, there are certain gestures that allow you to be close to someone without understanding.
Incredible. Well, to finish up here,
Okay.
you have any, I'm going to put you in the spot a little bit.
All right.
Any bold statements to our fan base? Any predictions? I know not for this year. I mean, we're in this for the long haul, but any message to our fans out there?
I think the fans, they have to come. They have to
Yep.
come witness our seniors. This is their last year. They're playing extremely well, high intensity. It's a different team. It's a new day. It's a great time to be a Flame. And I will say this much, bold prediction, we will not finish last.
Yes.
That
good.
is guaranteed.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Klassy's Corner.